Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Right.
Well, only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room. And he's like this, and we will, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And he's, this is on live television. Not good, believe me, not good. No good. No good. Dumb people, liberal people. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, we're chanting, pigs in a blanket, pigs, talking about our police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs, talking about our police. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Am I on here? I'm sorry, I just want to listen to Trump say this one more time.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs
you
in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
I love that. I love that. Oh, that's so good. Hello users and welcome to another episodic installation. I should probably switch the camera on of Above It All, everybody. So, blog time. So I stayed up for about 34 hours yesterday. My sleep schedule ever since election night was pretty garbage. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay up until like maybe 12, maybe like 2, and then like go to sleep and like wake up at 3, and then maybe we'll go from there. You know, that could help out my sleep schedule. And then it was announced who the next president was. And I'm like, okay, so I've been up 24 hours. I'm a little tired. And now we know who the next president is. And then all of a sudden, the entire world starts generating noise. Music is playing. There's like crowds in the streets. Not my streets, because I live in like some random Republican town. There's crowds in the streets. All the major cities are celebrating. There's so many good memes. I had to stay up. So then, it's, you know, I think I fell asleep at around 6 p.m., maybe 6:30 or 7. So it ended up being about, like, I don't know, like 32 hours that I was awake. But I was like, dude, I was dizzy. I was dizzy. It was weird. I haven't stayed up that long in a long time. It's been definitely a couple years since I stayed up for like anywhere over 30 hours. It was pretty scary. Bodan, please calm down. Please calm down. I don't like the new background music. How dare you change the background music for one specific episode? I am deeply offended. If you want to know, the other background music is Supernova from Gubble. But yeah, so pretty good, pretty good. When the title of today's episode, of course, is Donald Trump and his supporters. Or I guess I think I said Donald Trump and his fanboys. Yes, Donald Trump and his fanboys are losers and suckers. Obviously, a play on when Donald Trump called the people in the military suckers and losers. Now who's the sucker? Now who's the loser? So there's been a lot of glorious reactions to this. This has just been really just a good day. Is today Sunday, apparently? Is this Sunday? Am I going to do a Sunday run? I didn't even know what day it was. I guess I might do a Sunday run day today. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I probably will. It's been a while. But anyway, I'm going to take my medication. So, give me a sec. Into my bloodstream. Beautiful. But yeah, Donald Trump is gone. Well, he's not going to be gone for a couple more months, but jeez. Did I watch the Biden and Harris election speech? He talked about transgender people. I'm glad he talked about transgender people. I did not watch it, but I'm glad that I got a shout out. Yeah, the gerrymandering that's going to be happening, Cloud says, depressed how well Republicans did. They can gerrymander and improve their map in 2022. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem for sure. That's a problem, but I don't think it's a problem we can't overcome. So, we'll just have to deal with it. Q7B, yo, what's good, cuz? Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. So, hello, Laura Garcia. I'm not silly. You are most certainly a silly person. Absolutely. But, yeah, so let's talk about some of the reaction that has been garnered, the attention that has been received by the fact that Joe Biden has been elected the 46th president. There have been celebrations in the streets. Here we have Fox News describing an entire day of block parties on every block in the capital city of the capital country on the planet. Let's watch.
Others popping bottles of champagne, some people yelling and screaming. Not a lot of violence or any kind of real commotion here, primarily perhaps because of just how much marijuana is being smoked. The smell of that is quite pungent in the air right now. We had a chance to talk to a couple of people who say they really feel that this is just a moment in history they want to experience. Earlier today, a lot of folks had their kids out here and were walking around with them, celebrating, honking horns, waving and the like. Others popping bottles.
I love it. I love it. There's so much marijuana being smoked. Dude, I wish I still lived in D.C. right now. That would be really fun to attend. Absolutely. But I got a bunch of this. So here's some more clips of people having a good time. People having a good time. As you can see, the wine moms are very happy, as you can see. They're very excited. They will not have to look at Twitter anymore. I'm not trying to be rude here. I'm just stereotyping these white people. I'm sorry. But here's Donald Trump on his way back into the bunker. Just getting a little vision. You know, what's going on over there? What's going on, Donald Trump? That's why he's got the hat on. You know, because, you know, you do this to look. Donald Trump's got the hat on. He doesn't need to do this. I'm doing a visual gesture for those listening to the podcast. That was a visual gag. But a lot of this are visual gags, so I'm sorry if you're listening to the audio podcast. But Donald Trump's hand here, as you can see, Donald Trump's hand is looking very unhealthy. Fortunately, I believe we can zoom in. Donald Trump's hand definitely does not look like, I don't know, my hand doesn't look like that. There's a couple of veins on Donald Trump's hand that theoretically should not be there. Donald Trump does not seem like he's very satisfied. Which is unfortunate. Unfortunate. Donald Trump seems to be not taking the news well. And that's not good for the President of the United States. So here's another good one. So this is Donald Trump, right? So, as you can see here, this is Donald Trump looking through the window. And this is what he's looking at, is crowds of people with their middle fingers extended with Biden flags and shirts on and all that stuff, flipping him off. This is, I wish I could zoom into this more, actually. And in fact, I will, because it's really funny. So, this is Donald Trump's face. This is... I just like... Dude, I love when rich people are exposed. I really do. It's just... I can't, dude. It's so funny. Nick Walsh. Nick Wash. Your judicial, election, and your law system suck. Even your constitution is rubbish. I'm right there with you, buddy. Let's get rid of it, as far as I'm concerned. But, yeah, I mean, again, the President of the United States is not having a good one. Needless to say, he is not having a good one. But again, the celebratory experience, the celebratory experience has been wonderful to watch. I've got a couple more clips here. I'm just gonna... Here's the face of disgust and torment and terror. MAGA supporters not doing a good job. They're not having a good one. As you can see here. Very upset. Very upset. Veterans for Trump. Somehow I doubt this is a veteran. But they're gonna make America great again. And this is someone crying on the floor while everyone around him is praying. I love that dog, by the way. The dog's just chilling. It's like, yep, this is happening. I don't know what's going on. By the way, there's an Easter egg in this image. And there's an Easter egg that needs to be discussed. As you can see, this guy's on the ground, tears. But right next to him, what is right next to him? Everybody, a can of White Monster. You can't make this up. You really can't. If you were to design an image that could perfectly sum up Republicans, it would be the one of the guy crying with the White Monster can right next to him. I can't, dude. I really can't. So here's people celebrating. This is around 2 p.m. This is a good clip. I like this one. Imagine, like, getting all of these people on the same page. Like, here's the thing. There are a lot of sourpuss motherfuckers on Twitter. They were like, actually, Biden is responsible for record numbers of drone strikes. It's like, okay, I get it, dude. Dude, the presidential election happens. Like, let people have a fucking good time. But so this is like the liberals, the lefties, even like conservatives, like everyone that doesn't like Trump. Like Rick Wilson's probably in this crowd, right? It's just a good clip. This is heartwarming. But yeah, I love this shit. The audio's not great, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, so again, I just loved it. I loved it. There was a lot of beautiful moments going on. In front of the White House, Donald Trump, again, let me see if I can find this one. Donald Trump not having a good time. I love this picture. I wish, like, there's one part of me that's like, I wish we had, like, unedited video of, like, Donald Trump's every facial muscle twitch to find, like, the best possible face, right? But then the other part of me is like, I love that there's just, like, someone snapped one pic, and this is it. You know, like there's the part of me that it's like, you just cut a slice, and, like, that's the slice. You know, it's like, that's fine. That's fine. Typical Americans stealing UK nightclub culture. I say. Okay. Here's another good clip. This is everyone in front of the White House. As you can see, this is the church in the background. That Donald Trump did his little like Bible photo op. This is everyone in front of the White House singing WAP. So I thought that this was funny. So let's pop this on. It's really good. Trump is big mad. Absolutely. So this is Trump's face during this moment, as you can see. Ben Shapiro must be very confused. He must be. But yeah, so there you go. There's that happening. The White House definitely hasn't received that much attention, probably in a couple years. And you know, you could argue for better or for worse. You know, I'd prefer other things to happen within the vicinity of the White House, but pretty good nonetheless. And this has been an amazing moment in human history to watch. And that's why I stayed up for like 30 hours. Because I'm like, dude, you expect me to go to sleep and miss the meltdowns? What? Like, I don't know what happened last night. I have no idea what happened. Like, after 6 p.m., I have no idea what happened. So there might be like good clips that I'm missing out on. So, if there are, let me know. Maybe I'll do a little follow-up tomorrow. But, yeah, so Donald Trump lost. He's dead. He's gone. His presidential dreams dashed. His supporters, suckers. His fanboys are losers. Anyone that was on the Trump train, I hope to God you have problems getting a job. I hope to God that your mom doesn't answer your phone calls. I hope to God that none of your family members answer your phone calls. Until you learn what the fuck went wrong with you. And then you do some serious soul searching, because Jesus Christ, the last 4 years have been very frustrating for everyone that's not a complete psychopath. And,
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ
would continue defending Donald Trump after the year 2020. Please, just stop it already. Thank you. Added to the Trump supports group, blocked. Whatever that means, Quincy. I'll take that. Alright, so, outside of people celebrating in the White House, or outside of the White House, I forgot to show this one. I'm just going to show this. This is cops crying. As you can see. If you like pause on, especially like there's this one guy. Like right here, this guy is not having a good time. This is a protest in New York City. You know, everyone's going outside. Everyone's starting to scream. The police are like, what are they doing this time? The rioters, the looters. Why are they rioting and looting? The cops march out. Hup, 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 hup. And then they realize, oh wait, they're celebrating because Daddy died. And this is their reaction. I love that. This guy's like, don't look at my badge. Don't do it. Don't look at my badge. I can't be identified. That was so good. But again, cops not having a good time. Who'da thunk? I thought that was a little funny. I meant to show that in the previous portion, but I'll show that now. It's worth it. It's worth looking at crying cops. No! My badge! Don't look at me. Like Cortana from Halo 3. Don't look at me! Don't listen! Like, that's basically what these people are doing. Hello, Dev J. Welcome to the chat room. Hola, Andrea. Heart with a plus sign. I've never seen that emoji before. I'm sorry. This is just... you know? So, okay, Donald Trump yesterday did not really have that good of a day. So... Not only was it projected that Donald Trump lost the election and that Joe Biden is the next president of these United States. Not those United States, but these United States. But Donald Trump had other plans that day. Donald Trump's campaign had other plans that day. And so here we have those plans. Trump sparks confusion after announcing press conference at small landscaping firm. The president initially said the briefing would be held at a major hotel before correcting himself. So, there was a major Trump press conference in a parking lot outside of Four Seasons Landscaping because Donald Trump tweeted out that they're going to do a press conference at the Four Seasons in Philadelphia. But whoever was on the Trump team, whoever was on the Trump campaign that day, maybe someone told them that they were going to announce that Joe Biden was the new president this day, and they're like, all right, you know, my job here is done, let's fuck around. So Donald Trump was like, I want to do it at the Four Seasons. And then whoever intern, whoever's job it was to set that up, they just like, what they did was like, you know when you're on like Google Maps, right? And it's like you're in a place you've never been before and you're just furiously typing. You've got like 13% left on your phone. You just want to figure out where the fuck you can go. And you search for something and it's something completely different. Well, someone searched up Four Seasons and it auto-defaulted to Four Seasons Landscaping instead of the Four Seasons Hotel. And it was really funny because the Four Seasons Hotel was like, I'm sorry, we have no idea what you're talking about. And then people were like, what? And then they realized, no, it's actually in the parking lot across the street. And fun fact, I think according to reports, this is right next to a porn store as well. So it's really funny. But not only, right, was this a really funny turn of events, but Rudy Giuliani, there could only be one person speaking at this press conference when the news breaks, right? One person is allowed to take that position when the news breaks. And thank the Lord it was Rudy Giuliani. So here's Rudy Giuliani reacting to the not so good news at the landscaping the Four Seasons Landscaping parking lot. Ugh, look at him lick his lips there. Look at that. Ugh. Look at that. Ugh. 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 Not only he does like a single lick, you know, like a wetness, like a moisten, right? Like like a moisten. Then not only does he moisten, but he does the full reach around. He does like like it's just gross. Like look at this. Sticks his tongue out. He's like, I'm gonna moisten it up. My lips are dry. They're cracking. You know, they're about to fall off. So he does the partial lick, and then he puts the tongue back in, right? But then he's like, you know what? I'm doing the full reach around, and then he gets that in there. So just throwing that out there. Some Rudy Giuliani commentary moments before a reporter tells him the news.
The poll?
The poll?
Because they don't decide the election. The call for Joe Biden isn't. Who was it called by? Oh my goodness, all the networks. Wow. All the networks. We have to forget.
This is a good screenshot right here, by the way, of Rudy Giuliani just like praising God. There's some serious shit going on in this guy's head. Jesus. Like, seriously, though. Like, someone screenshot this. You know what? I'm going to screenshot this. Hold the fucking phone. This is really good. Oh, my. What is that?
Count. All the networks thought Biden was going to win by 10%. Gee, what happened? Come on. Don't be ridiculous. Networks don't get to decide elections. Courts do.
Courts do? What?
Of course, courts set aside elections when they're illegal. In this particular case, I don't know if they're...
This is the thing. And before I finish this, right? This is the thing that was really scary a week ago. Was Donald Trump stealing the election. I thought it was definitely, a above 50% likelihood that Donald Trump would steal the election. Right? And then election night happens, and Trump bungles it. Like, the results... Like, okay, here's the thing. If you remove all of the response from both campaigns, the results themselves on election night were terrifying. Like, the whole time, like, I was there, I was waiting. Trump's gonna do it. Trump's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. This is going perfect for him. He's leading in Pennsylvania. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And then the time ticks by. And then I was like, you know, if he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it by 2 a.m. And then 2 a.m. strikes. Reminder, I called that. I called 2 a.m. Just throwing that out there. I'm a genius. 2 a.m. strikes. And Donald Trump gets up there and just makes a fool of himself. Like, he was at a moment where he could have directed the energy. If he maybe would have come out at, like, midnight, if he would have come out at 10 p.m. on Election Day, and he would have done an actual speech that was actually, like, well-written and prepared, and not ad-libbed, I think that this past week, the direction of this past week would have been entirely different. But again, so the entire, like, campaign, they're like, the courts, we're going to do it. They're still trying. They're still going to try. The entire mainstream media saw Trump's pathetic attempt to try to declare victory, and they were like, this is not even remotely good enough. No one's going to buy this. So then the media became in opposition to Trump, full-throatedly, not half-heartedly, like they were the entire last 4 years. The media has been making fun of Trump directly every single day, all day, for the last couple days. And it's been fun to watch, right? And again, don't trust the media. Don't trust them. But here's why Rudy Giuliani's saying the courts decide the elections. First of all, what? The courts decide the elections? When? In 2000, sure. But outside of that, right? Where the guy with less votes and less electoral votes won the election somehow, right? Outside of that, when do courts, what?
Of course, courts set aside elections when they're illegal. In this particular case, I don't know.
It was an illegal election. Illegal.
There's enough evidence to set aside the entire election. Certainly not around the country, maybe in Pennsylvania. However, there certainly is enough evidence to disqualify a certain number of ballots. The ballots that were not properly inspected should be thrown out. And that
properly
number of ballots,
inspected? What? I thought it was the mail-in ballots that came in late. First, it's the late ballots. Then it's like the people who, I guess, filled out their ballot after Election Day. So, like, it's one thing to put it in the mailbox on November 1st, and then it gets there on November 4th, right? That was, like, the original thing. Oh, you can't do that. Then, the claim is that people are filling... Oh, whoops, my ballot's on the kitchen table. Forgot to mail it in. Looks like Joe Biden won, so I guess I'll just vote for him anyway, get my point in there, and then mail it. So now people, now the Trump campaign is saying, oh, it's November 5th that people are voting. They're voting on November 8th that they're voting. That's today. But no, it's not that anymore. Now it's the ballots that were legally cast, I guess. They were legally cast, right? But they haven't been inspected? Is what Rudy Giuliani is saying? They haven't been inspected. This is the thing, is you would think you'd have these talking points on lockdown. You would think you would know what the fuck you're talking about. You would have every single person in the Republican Party, and especially around Trump. You would, like, Trump's personal lawyer doesn't know the talking points? Now the ballots aren't being inspected? What?
ballots.
Like, you just take a magnifying glass and go like, I gotta look for the fibers on this mail-in ballot. It's like, what?
The ballots that were not properly inspected should be thrown out.
What?
And that number of ballots should be taken out of the count. That could affect the election.
That's such a good ending to this clip, is everyone asking him questions, and he's like, shh, it'll all be okay. Yeah, sure, I masturbated on live public or I guess it's not live public television, but I masturbated in a blockbuster movie. But shh, you gotta inspect the ballots. Inspect the ballots. Just like I was inspecting that microphone in Borat, gotta inspect the ballots. But I just like, what? The ballots need to be properly inspected? It's just... And again, like a week ago, I was actually scared. I was legit nervous that they were going to steal this election a week ago. And then election night happened, and Donald Trump bungled it. He bungled it, dude. It was like, I've never seen something as embarrassing as Donald Trump bungling this. Like, he set up the last, like, you'd think you've got 4 years. I barely squeaked by. How am I going to win the next election? You've got 4 years to think about it. And this is the best you got? Like, wow. By the way, Donald Trump is tweeting. Alert. Alert. Donald Trump. Oh my god, he's tweeting. Holy shit, he's tweeting. Okay, hold the phone. This is breaking. This is breaking news. Okay, so. Oh my god. Okay, so Donald Trump, after finding out that he lost the election, and this is where I was yesterday. So Donald Trump, after finding out that he lost the election, so first of all, this is the last tweet he had up. He posted, "I won this election by a lot." He posted that on Twitter. And then went to go play golf yesterday. And so when he was playing golf, he was golfing, swinging the clubs like my voters. They're swing voters in my direction. Right, that's him attempting a joke. That's me attempting a joke while doing a Trump impression. But anyway, so then this becomes, you see, this tweet actually got ratioed. This tweet only got, like, I don't know, something like 200,000 likes, and then, like, all of a sudden there were like 700,000 replies, and people are making fun of him on this tweet. And then all the Trumpers came in. It's like, Trump got ratioed. The president's being mocked on Twitter. Let's go in there and like the tweet. Back up the president. Supporting the president. Let's go like the tweet. So now it's unfortunately no longer ratioed. If people want to contribute to the ratio, feel free. We can almost bring this one back. In fact, I think I'm going to contribute. LMAO. Say, backing that up. Trump's going to lose. Confirmed. So, alright. So Donald Trump tweets that out, goes playing golfing. Joe Biden, elected president. So Donald Trump goes back to the White House. Now, in between these two tweets, we have moments, where is it? Like this. You have moments like Donald Trump being in the car. Right? You have moments like Donald Trump gripping his phone with an amount of destruction that if he were 30 years younger would crack it. By the way, speaking of things that are devastating in their percentage, like, just getting, like, a side profile of Trump's, like, hip region, this is, talk about devastating in their percentage. Holy shit, right? That's devastating in its percentage. So Donald Trump is now in the White House. He managed to find a way through, got through the crowds of people, and this is what he had to think. So he had, like, 4 hours, 5 hours, right? And his whole team is around him. Mr. President, sir, I mean, Mr. Trump, what do I call you now? Like, he's firing people left and right. What do I do? What do I do? Everyone's around him. Rudy Giuliani's probably on the phone. Mike Pence is in the room, like, you know, like reading the Bible. What do we do? And this is what happens. So Donald Trump is like, oh, I know. I'll tweet in all caps without proofreading. The observers. This is Donald Trump 17 hours ago. Now, again, he's tweeted again. This is the last tweet I saw before I went to bed. And he tweeted after, like, as this show came on, Donald Trump came back. So I will get to that. I've never seen that before, but we're doing the recap right here. So, the observers were not allowed into the counting rooms. I won the election, got 71 million legal votes. Now, all the other votes, the 75 million votes for my opponent, those are illegal votes. They're wrong. They voted for the wrong guy. Illegal. You know when they say on the ballot, you can't mark outside of the bubble or your ballot will be invalidated? But when they said that, they meant my bubble. If you mark outside of my bubble, you will have an invalidated ballot. So that is why we have to properly inspect the ballots. Whose bubble did you vote in? Whose bubble? Was it my bubble? You gotta vote in my bubble. Alright, so bad things happened. Bad things happened, which our observers were not allowed to see. This is like a literal parody. This is like the whole classic, I like good things and I hate bad things. Bad things happened. This is the President of the United States. Bad things happened, which our observers were not allowed to see. Never happened before. Millions of mail-in ballots were sent to people who never asked for them. Okay, so here's the thing. What? Okay, so mail-in ballots were sent to... Okay, so let's try to understand this tweet. But first, Donald Trump tweets again, 71 million legal votes, the most ever for a sitting president. And now again, he's tweeting again, but I'll read that in a second. So just let me go through this story time with Donald Trump, okay? Okay, so first, it was the idea that they're doing mail-ins instead of voting at the polling place. That was bad. Okay, but then the mail-ins are like, okay, that's fine. Then Donald Trump voted by mail, and then he voted again, early voting. I don't know what was up with that. That was weird. He double-dipped. Okay, so it was the mail-ins. They're bad. Now, okay, so then it was the mail-ins. People are going to, people are postmarking them by November 2nd or 1st, and they're going to get to the postal service, and then transit, and then they'll probably get to the counting place on November 5th or 6th. Then that was bad. Legally cast votes. The votes were legally cast, but the USPS took a while, right? All right, so that, I get it. You want to, get all the votes. I understand. Then Donald Trump was saying, oh, but no. People are filling out their mail-in ballots. They're submitting them after Election Day. Then that's what he was saying. It was like, okay, that's actually a problem. Because everything you mentioned before is just voting. Now, okay, people are filling out their ballots and mailing them in on November 6th, 7th. That's kind of an issue. Right? But the problem with that makes that even, they're not going to be postmarked by Election Day. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So now that's not the problem. It's people were sent mail-in ballots when they didn't ask for them. But okay, so now imagine you wake up in the morning and you go to your mailbox and there's mail in your mailbox that you don't want. Some would call it junk mail. There's a lot of that in election season. There's a lot of junk mail. So when people receive junk mail, typically what happens in the next 5 seconds... Now, I know Donald Trump does not live in a normal house. I know he does not sort his own mail. But typically, when people receive junk mail, within the first 5 seconds, that mail is deposited into the garbage. We don't care about that shit. Sometimes people use recycling. That's some fucking resistance liberal bullshit, okay? We throw that shit away. So now, people received ballots that they didn't request, and then, oh, I didn't request this, but I'll keep it aside. I won't throw it away instantly. I'm going to put it in my secret stash drawer that the wife doesn't know about. And then I'm going to vote for Joe Biden. Or I guess more accurately, it would be the woman doing this. My husband, she won't know about me in my secret mail-in ballot. What? What? Okay, so Donald Trump, this is his claim. President-elect Joe Biden announced all over the networks, this is the first thing he says. He cuts against all 4 of his previous conspiracy theories and just throws out a new one, a brand new one. Yeah, Susie in Chicago didn't ask for a mail-in ballot in July and received one anyway. Alright, so now he's tweeted again since then. So, this seems to be a thread. Is this a thread? Okay, so this is a thread. Okay, this is a thread that Twitter's not linking. Okay, so we have to figure this out. Everybody. Really? Okay, Twitter does not... You can't look at the thread? Okay. Okay, I don't know why Twitter's doing this, but you have to do this. Okay, so... Alright, everybody, so this is Donald Trump the morning after being declared a sucker and a loser, everybody. So this is in quotation. Is this just a quote? Jonathan Turley. Oh, he's quoting the dude that was at the impeachment hearings. What? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to read this. Fuck this. Alright, what else did you tweet, Donald Trump? Oh, now he's quoting Newt Gingrich? What? That's it? Dude, I was ready to do my Trump impression. He's just tweeting a bunch of fucking losers. Who cares? What? That was disappointing. That was disappointing. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to bother dignifying that with reading it in a Trump voice. That was disappointing. But last night, the tweet last night was epic. I will retain that the tweet last night was epic. But it appears that low energy Donald is not having a good night. Maybe he stayed up all night. Maybe like Donald Trump had no sleep for 32 hours like I did yesterday. Again, dude, I was smoking a lot of weed yesterday too, so it was like that with the sleep deprivation. I was seeing colors. It was actually really fun. I recommend people try out recreational sleep deprivation. Now note, be safe. I am not a doctor. If you're old, you should probably not try to do that, etc., etc. But yeah, dude, Donald Trump is a loser. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My segment there had a low energy button, but I was relying on the president, and he failed me, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, there's some other stuff that have happened over the last day or so that I think is really funny. So Ilhan Omar was exposed yesterday. Everybody, Ilhan Omar was exposed. So, Ilhan Omar, now Donald Trump thought he could flip Minnesota. Ilhan Omar was like, nope, not going to happen. And so, Ilhan Omar, I covered this yesterday, her words to the president were, you effed around and you found out. And so, Ilhan Omar, you know, that article's going up, she tweets it, lesson, don't ever pick a fight with a Somali woman. So Sebastian Gorka, Sebastian Gorka comes in. And, I mean, again, Ilhan Omar has been exposed, everybody. She has admitted to immigration fraud, I guess. What? Okay, so, and there you have it. The Congresswoman is Somali, not America. Not America. I am America. Like, she herself is not America. American, whatever. I don't care. But she herself is not America. In her own words. Is this her final admission of immigration fraud? What? Like, what? Like, when someone's like, oh man, I'm Irish, so I got a temper. Does that automatically mean that they committed immigration fraud? Like, what? You know, it's like, oh, you know, like, you know, if someone asked you, like, what kind of food do you want? And it's like, oh, I want Italian food. Does that mean you literally go to Italy? Does that mean, like, oh, that's immigration fraud? Right? You want this specific kind of thing that doesn't exist. It's America. There's no Italian food in America. It's America. There's no subsect. African American? What? You're either African or you're American. What? Italian American? What? You're either Italian or American. Duh. So, I don't know, man. This is weak sauce, right? This is weak sauce. But you know what's really funny? Ilhan Omar's response. See, this is why I love Ilhan Omar. Because one, she's got good politics. And two, her meme game is on point. Like, this is just great. Like, Ilhan Omar is just destroying Sebastian Gorka's, like, entire livelihood. Now, keep in mind, this is on the day that Joe Biden is announced to be the next president. So Sebastian Gorka is like, oh no, Trump has lost the election. Now I must attack Ilhan Omar, who won her election. Nah, ain't having that shit. I just like, God, it's so funny. Seeing politicians meme at each other. I mean, again, this is just funny stuff. This is funny stuff. Like, we thought, like, we being a society thought, like, oh, Barack Obama, like, made a joke and then, like, dropped the mic at a White House correspondence dinner. Wow. He's so in touch with the people. He's memeing. And now we have elected officials literally posting things with impact text. And it's great. You love to see it. So this is the Trump era. Love that stuff. I don't know. But that was funny. That was funny. So I got one more thing lined up that I want to talk about here. Let me drink some water. Okay, so John Kasich, who will probably be the next Secretary of Defense or Labor or whatever the fuck, because Joe Biden, he's a freak show. But John Kasich was on CNN or MSNBC, one of these platforms, CNN, and was saying some pretty dumb bullshit. So I'm going to play the clip in a second here, but AOC responded to this. And it's pretty funny. So, John Kasich, who did not deliver Ohio to the Democrats. Reminder, the former governor of Ohio endorsing Joe Biden? That doesn't move enough votes? Come on, dude. Come on. Why were you at the DNC, John? If you can't even deliver your home state? A failure? Sad. Low energy? Is saying folks like Ilhan, who did deliver Minnesota, are the problem. I would even say also, Minnesota's not that much of a swing state, but Michigan was red 4 years ago. Rashida Tlaib in Michigan was campaigning her asshole off, and now Michigan is a very safely blue state in this election. So I would throw that in there. But the radical left, they're terrible. They're terrible. Did you hear that Rashida Tlaib booed Hillary Clinton? Unbelievable. She wants to defund the police. How crazy. Now, it's interesting because, again, the Virginia congresswoman that John Kasich will mention here was a centrist who almost lost. And there was an analysis done. Every single Democrat who endorsed Medicare for All won their election. Not every single, like there are some, right, that lost. But, like, of the people that won, right, like that kind of situation, the people that won heavily were Medicare for All endorsers. Most of the people that lost were centrists in these swing districts when the House went back, when they flipped 8 seats to Republicans. Those were mostly centrists who were being painted with the brush of Democrats wanted to fund the police, but they didn't do anything on their own to, like, oh yeah, no, we don't want to defund the police. We want to invest in social welfare programs and have a safe... They didn't do any of that shit. What they did was like, defund the police! Ah! Right? So they didn't motivate anyone to vote for them, and they motivated everyone to vote against for them. And that's how you get that situation. So here's John Kasich reacting to such a thing.
Now is the time for Democrats, and I believe Joe Biden will do this, to begin to listen to what the other half of the country has had to say.
Joe Biden was elected. Now, I know Donald Trump has not listened to a single thing the Democrats have wanted in 4 fucking years, but Joe Biden has no power. He's president-elect. He's not even president yet, but he's got to listen. He's got to turn the page. He's got to listen to the other half. How come Donald Trump didn't listen to our half, John Kasich, and now all of a sudden you get your grubby little mitts? Not to be confused with senators from Utah. You get your grubby little mitts on Joe Biden. What? That's a bad deal.
We have to listen to what those folks, those Republicans, all across this country has had to say. The best thing that's happened to Joe Biden is the fact that the United States Senate is either going to be Republican or very close, and the far left can push him as hard as they want. And frankly, the Democrats have to make it clear to the far left that they almost cost him this election. And that congresswoman from Virginia warned the Democrats, you want to talk about defunding the police, you'll have no support. And I think this is an opportunity for Biden to talk about the center right and the center left of this country and what can be achieved. Because we have enormous problems with debt.
Again, I want to say, everyone that was embracing left-wing policies won their re-elections handily. The candidates that lost were mostly centrist Democrats. Mr. Freaklich in the chat, everyone that stood for M4A won aside from I think the ones that stood for M4A with re-election, for their re-election, were the ones that won. Because I do know that there was someone who was running who was endorsed Medicare for All but did not win, but she was running. She wasn't a sitting incumbent. I'm pretty sure that's the statistic that I was mentioning. But John Kasich here is like this is nonsensical, right? This is bizarre. This is like, again, Donald Trump has He did not win the popular vote. He did not have a mandate, and he did not listen to a single Democrat on anything the entire time. Joe Biden, on the other hand, won the popular vote, has over 50% of the popular vote. The majority of American citizens voted for Joe Biden. But, gotta listen to both sides. What a bunch of stupid shit.
Social Security, Medicare, health care, little steps, little steps. One other thing, one Democrat told me at some point, if they'd have been more clear in rejecting the hard left, they would have appealed more to Americans who I believe essentially live in the middle. So I think actually
this was a failed strategy. Let me let him finish.
He's in a better position today because being pulled from the left isn't going to work. They will not get those things done.
Okay, so this is the same guy. Again, he did not deliver Ohio for the Democrats. He endorsed Joe Biden. He went up to the DNC. He was live on CNN every other fucking ding-dong day, and somehow Ohio went to Donald Trump. So shut the fuck up, first of all, John Kasich. You have no credibility here. You have lost, okay? You are over. You are done. You are a loser. You're a sucker. You're a loser, John Kasich, okay? So with that out of the way, again, like, Joe Biden has a mandate. He has over 50% of people that voted for him. As far as I'm concerned, that lets him do whatever he wants. Now, my idea of what he wants is, he's kind of an old guy. He's missed the step. He's not as intelligent or smart as he used to be. Right? Let's get a few people in a room with him, and maybe something good will happen. But my problem, my worry, is that those few people that are going to get into the room with him, as John Kasich is calculating, are probably going to be Republicans, and that's pretty scary. But yeah, again, this whole calculus makes no sense. No sense at all. If people are painting you with a broad brush, and you, instead of giving any of your constituents actual things like, oh yeah, no, this is what I'm going to do. Like, you know, they're saying I'm going to do this, but that's fake. Here's what I'm actually going to do, and here's why it's going to help you. Instead of doing that, they're just like, ah! And then they make a campaign ad going like, ah! And then they're surprised no one votes for them. Why would anyone want to vote for a candidate that just goes, ah! All the time? I don't. Did I vote for a candidate that does that? No, I didn't. Because I'm not a loser. And most people are not losers that don't want to vote for that shit. So, I don't know. So, it's a bizarre analysis. And I love that AOC is openly going after these people. AOC going after Lincoln Project, then John Kasich. It's great. AOC is like going in. So I just want to give huge shout outs to AOC on that one. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for the show today. That's it. The show's over. The show is over. Are you still here? Why are you still here? First of all, I just want to say, I've only got 20 likes on my YouTube broadcast. Are you kidding me? Is that a joke? Concurrent viewers, 38. Likes, 20? What? Are you telling me that half of the people watching the stream don't like it? Are you kidding? 39 viewers now, it says. 22 likes. Hello? Come on, man. First of all. But now second of all, you got to give me money on Patreon. Of course, that is the only solution. That's the only solution. There is no other solution to anything. All the world's problems will be solved if you give me money on Patreon. You can give me money on Super Chats if you'd like. That's fine. I'll accept it. But Patreon is better for my bank account. So hit me up. Also, you can listen to my podcast in audio form. There was a lot of visual form today, but that's unfortunate. But you can listen to my podcast in audio form on Anchor FM. And so if you like the audio format, I upload those to Anchor as soon as I'm done the live stream. So it's usually there within 15 minutes. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've got today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate your viewership. Today is Sunday, so I will be streaming later. I don't know what I'm going to be streaming. I don't know when I'm going to be streaming. I don't know how I'm going to be streaming, but I will be streaming. So that's all you need to know. But this has been Above It All for November 8th, 2020. The president is a loser, everybody. The president is a loser. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful news. But yeah, so with that being said, thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, pigs, talking about our police. We're chanting, pigs in a blanket, pigs, talking about our police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.